afternoon from Berlin and sunny Warschauer Straße. And it's a beautiful day here in Berlin, and I'm on the banks of the Spree, just near Warschauer Straße. That's the red bridge of Warschauer Straße, as you can see. And I'm going to take you today on the most beautiful promenade for a good weather in Berlin, of course. And from Warschauer Straße you can walk to Treptower Park on the banks of the Spree, most of the times at least. So yeah, this is how it really looks like. It's also a very, very modern area, as modern as it could be here. And there are yachts being docked, or little boats being docked on the quay on both sides. And you have, let's say, headquarters of companies, film production companies, and you're gonna see further down some new developments, really nice ones. So yeah, it's very, very sunny. I should have taken sunglasses, but yeah, let's have a go at this. So yeah, you can see in the distance the modern buildings are near Treptower Park, the skyscraper looking buildings. Yeah, this is one of my favorite areas of Berlin, regardless of weather actually. And these are quite new, even though they look very old. The Germans try to build new buildings in such a way that they blend into the landscape and don't change the specific of the area too much. But anyway, they're also open to new things. So they're not like, for example, the Spanish or the British or the Dutch or other major European countries who are totally fanatic to keeping the specific of the neighborhood. You know, Berlin has been through a lot of things, a lot of historical changes, and it's used to this kind of, let's say, neighborhoods being torn down and rebuilt a different way and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, you have a lot of good things. These are mostly like headquarters of corporations and really futuristic buildings. You have, let's say for example this one is like a very, very big overhang. Kind of imitates nature in a way, like a big rock overhang in a mountainous area. It's beautiful. And there you can see the train passing the bridge over the Warschauer Straße. So it's public transportation, it's not like inter-regional trains. And some old boats at the quay. You know, Berlin has a bit of the sea specifics, even though it's not a port city at any sea, it's just inland. But the multitude of canals that were built during the Industrial Revolution makes it, let's say, kind of a port. Still, I think if you really want to see port-specific stuff, you need to go to either Hamburg or Rostock or Lübeck, all these kind of places. Hamburg comes to mind anyway. And yeah, now you're gonna start to see new developments, which have lots of flats and stuff. But yeah, this old Portugal stuff here, so old barges, are pretty fascinating, nonetheless. And here, these are like new developments already starting on the left. here you have also office buildings mixed in the whole thing. But the white one is 100%, the white one on the left, it's 100% residential. And the falling ones as well. Must be pretty nice to live here on the quay, on the Spree. Again, the multitude of old ships being docked here at the quay. It's quite amazing. Nice buildings, these ones. These are like millions of euros, of course. And they're building something over there on the right hand side of the whole thingy. Nice pier here. And we're getting very close to Treptower Park. It's the headquarters of Volt, which is a German food delivering company. Volt, this black building. You just need to know that when the Germans build something which looks a bit more out of the ordinary or lavish or luxurious, that means that it's an area with a lot of money. Germans don't really like to overspend in anything, which is a good characteristic into, let's say, medium to long term, is the winning solution, winning strategy. It also has to do with sustainability and all this stuff, and it doesn't have to do necessarily with being green or not being green. It's about managing a resource and not exhausting it. Nice little ship, and some nice graffiti on top of it or on the side of it. Definitely one of the best walks that the city has to offer. And because this is basically the eastern side of Berlin, central eastern side of Berlin. Okay, less old buildings because most of this was in the Soviet sector, but the new buildings being built or already being built or already have been built are making up for all these kind of shortcomings. Like literally there is no shortcoming in my opinion, but anyway. And I'm very, very close now to Treptower Park, and you have here on the right hand side a sculpture that lies, well, almost in the middle of the river is that thing over there. I think you can see it, should be able to see it. So there are three people who are, let's say, doing a high five or something similar to that, and it symbolizes unity between the east and the west. So between, to the right hand side, between the western side, and on the left hand side the eastern side. And it was built by Jonathan Borowski. That's the artist over there. It's a symbolic sculpture of the reunification of Germany mostly. So yeah, it's basically, you know when you see this that you are at Treptower Park.
Like it has to be a reset button where Instagram now starts showing something random.
Very interesting. And as you can see, it's pretty normal. Like outside this promenade, outside the alignment of these buildings, it's pretty normal. Like you see normal buildings, normal apartment buildings, not the fancy ones. So these buildings on the left have been like port facilities which have been refurbished and converted into office space. And I think it's a brilliant strategy. Rather than just destroy the old and start fresh every 30-50 years, I think it's much wise to repurpose. But anyway, what do you think? Now, on the left hand side, the cascade of new developments begins. Oh, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and how many there are until the bridge at Treptower. And these things are mostly for very wealthy people. And they're spacious. And yeah, I was surprised if there's any apartment here under €1 million. I would be surprised. Very good. There's a nice office space over here on the right hand side. So we're technically at Treptower Park. It's fine because all the time we've been walking between the tracks that were used to, let's say, transport huge mobile cranes along the, let's say, along the dock, along the Spree. So basically these cranes would just belly back and forward and go to the place needed to unload ships or to load ships. And these are the new developments over here. Very nice new developments. Really nice. I would love to live here. I would really love to live here. Fantastic stuff. Really fantastic stuff. So yeah, as you can see, that's the bridge that connects the S1 station, the Treptower Park, which is just right across the river over there, and it goes all the way behind these buildings to Ostkreuz. So, subscribe to the channel if you really enjoy the content. Click the notification bell if you want to get notified whenever I'm posting something new, because otherwise you won't. And you know the drill. So far so good. So what? Bye bye.